Welcome to another edition of Plugin Police. Today I have a very interesting virtual instrument. It's by Air Music Tech. It's called Bassline. It's a virtual instrument. I actually acquired this. Well, I got it for free on Black Friday. It's now with 10 euros 99. But it's actually a really interesting little synthesizer. It's a Bassline synthesizer, mono synth. So monophonic synth. With a contemporary twist to it, they say. Well, it's vacuum evolved, so it's emulate the classic sound of monosynths. Vintage synthesizers featuring vacuum tube synthesis with an evolved version of air vacuum's tube circuits modeling made first famous by Air Vacuum. Vacuum is considered by many the reference synth for Avid Pro Tools, perfect capturing the crunchy, warm sound of the analog era, with the next generation providing incredible features without compromising that superb warm sound. Featuring flexible oscillator with continuous variable wave shape, including octave, saw, square, and sine waveforms. Discover sub and fifth oscillators for thicker, layered timbres. With multiple filters and envelopes and built-in audio effect, Bassline lets you dive into subtractive synthesis to recreate those sought-after analog sounds from the 70s and the 80s, but actually very applicable to modern music also, this synth. There's a bunch of effects in it, a chorus, delay, reverb, compressor, and hype EQ. Dedicated set of dial-in to give any adjustments. I think they're talking about the EQ over there. It has two built-in distortion algorithms, allow you to tweak your sound. It has an FX collection. This will also been included, the FX collection of this tool in Pro Tools since version 8 and considered the reference FX suite by some of the world's most respected audio professionals. RFX has the features of many of the last decade's top film, games, and music products. Each plugin has been expertly designed with ease of use of mind to ensure professional results anytime. Played around with this synth already, a bunch of other stuff over here about the presets and stuff. And normally it's €350. I got it for free, disclaimer, on Black Friday. It's now 10 euros 99, but it's even for the 50 that they asked for, it's actually really a little interesting little synth. I don't think it's going to substitute a Massive in terms of functionalities. But then I have also used it just maybe for a couple of hours. I've played around with it and got some very interesting sounds out of it. Let's go to the DAW and have a look at Bassline by Air. So here we got Bassline by Air. Just going to place over here the expressor inside to keep on looking to the output. Okay, so this is Air. We start here just with the initialized preset, just the fat sign. Need to put the level. It puts the level always really low. He starts always minus 18 or something on the level. Okay, I can also, if I turn them off, this is without the compressor, without the expressor. Let me get you another preset. Yeah, a little bit more beefy like this. Okay. Okay, so that's a fat sign, and now we're going to go to... Yeah, there's then an auto gain function over here. That's actually a little bit a shame that he always goes to minus 18 dB. It depends, of course, what sound you're playing, but that's a little bit... they do that for caution, I can understand that, but... So, let's just go through the features over here. On top here we have an amp section, a filter section, that's for your main output then, probably a boost section. Band range goes from 0 to 12. We have a glide function, and then we have a level output level. Then we have the start phase, the degrees, 0 degrees or 180 degrees. Here's the oscillator that you can hear just change the waveform into squares into sawtooths and into sine waves. Ah, you see? That's just by grabbing the waveform here and just moving it up and down. So I think you can do that here also, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, you can do that here also like this. So here it shows you saw octave, saw, a square, and then a sine wave. Then you have a sub-octave button, you have a fills button, you have a boost button, you have a frequency button, you have an envelope button. On your filter, you have a low-pass cutoff, you have a resonance, envelope shape, high-pass cutoff, you have a drive hard clip, and overdrive button with an adjustment over here. Then a retrigger, you have pitch modulation over here, you have filter decay over here, you have amp decay over here, you have amp attack, that here goes positive and negative amp attack. Then you have chorus, delay, compressor, and hype. And then if you click into the effects section, then you get just the controls of the individual effects. So that's chorus, delay, compressor, and hype. Hype is overdrive equalizer, if I understood it well. So you have rate depth over here. You have time adjust for your delay ratio, high pass filter, feedback, damp, resonance, resonant frequency, width, and mix. That's just dry, wet. Then you have, when you compress, you have, of course, a threshold and a ratio, a knee, an attack, and a release, output, and a mix. So mix is also dry, wet. And then on the hype, you have low and high. That I think is just overdrive of the low and the high frequencies in the equalizer section. I'm just going to go through some presets, and you can have a listen. Yeah, I don't like only this thing that you always go back to minus 18. Let me see if there's a way you can adjust that. No, there's a scale. No, there's not. There are no other adjustments. I'd like to have this just set it to all the time to minus 6 dB or minus 1.3. Put some oversampling in there. You know what I mean? Always lowering automatically the output. Basic sawtooths. Okay. So it depends on the preset. Some preset, this preset, for example, came to plus 1.1 dB. So. thick bass. Yeah, I find this gain thing over here very annoying to work with. So there's a bunch of presets over here. There's actually a ton of presets in here. We go to a bridge, fiscal. I don't see here also, by the way, any media learn or something. So it's in terms of the configurations, and there is no really menu or something where you can adjust still things. This is what it is. You get here everything that's here available is in the screen. There are no extra really functions available. Besides, you can scale, we can load presets, and that's about it. There are really no other functions here. No MIDI control also, so it's in that sense a pretty simple synthesizer. So these are all the presets over here. You have a couple of subcategories in it. So there you go, that's a Bassline. Interesting little monophonic bass synthesizer. Interesting sounds in it. Basic, the presets are basic. Of course, you have your basic sawtooth and everything over there. A bunch of extra presets in it. Can get actually, if you listen, you can get pretty crazy sounds out of this thing. I like the simplicity of it. Pretty good sound. Only the thing of these huge differences in volume within the preset, so you have to all the time adjust your gain and your output level. But that's also a little bit normal with these kinds of synth. So, but there you go. It's actually really kind of an interesting little Bassline synthesizer, and even if it's not even just for Bassline, you listen yourself, you can get some other crazy, more higher frequency sounds out of this VST plugin. So check it out. It is on rmusictech.com. It's now $10.99. I got it for free, but it's now $10.99. Which is not much, actually. Also, the normal price $49.99. Which, honestly, for the kind of synth that it is, and I see what you can do with it, with all the effects integrated already and everything, I think it's actually, really interesting synthesizer, especially for older types of music. Not that you cannot use this in modern, because you totally can. Interesting plugin. I see here, by the way, here. Configuration settings. Sorry about that. Let me just see that again, because I haven't seen that. Open the wrong screen. I don't have that over here. Maybe it has to do with my DAW. That's interesting, because on their website, as you can see, they have here a configuration star over it. So it's just, by the way, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that, but there are some plugins that behave very, very different, depends on which DAW you are using. I have, for example, sidechain functions in some DAWs, they don't open for certain plugins. So I've noticed that there's a difference between traction waveform, the way it even opens the GUI, the user interface, and sometimes in, for example, in bitwidth, there are some plugins. I don't know what that is, but the sidechain option doesn't open over there. In some plugins, but not in all. And also, I've also noticed that that's here in traction waveform that some menu things are just missing, or they're a little bit different. in the graphical user interface compared to Bitwit, for example, or to Cakewalk. Yeah, Cakewalk also, I've noticed that also in Cakewalk, sometimes also the sidechain is not visible, or you have to then go into Cakewalk, into the actual menu yourself to activate then the sidechain. But then in another plugin, all of a sudden it opens here the thing automatically in the plugin for the sidechaining. And the same plugins I use here, Interaction Waveform, both of them have here the option for sidechaining. So I don't know what that exactly is. It has to do with the way the GUIs integrate with the DAWs. So, but there you go. That was Bassline by Air Music Tech. I just have it very recently. I used it just for 2 or 3 hours, playing around a little bit in a track that I was making. And interesting little bass synthesizer, monophonic synthesizer to not just emulate bass lines. You can get some pretty good higher frequency sounds out of this thing also. But there you go. Nice little plugin that apparently has a lot to do with Pro Tools, and the effects section is even integrated in Pro Tools. So wasn't so familiar of this company Air Music Tech, but not bad at all. So there you go. Until the next time, stay safe, take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.